Hello, and welcome back to Reverse 1999. So today we have good old Tennant here, Tennant's Annecdote here. I'm really curious about what they're gonna do with her. Right, so without anything else, let's go on ahead and give it a go. The Diamond Con. I swear, if Eternity is here, that's gonna be really funny. Not that one, over here. Alrighty, let's go. Into the Hope Diamond. Stay sober, stay focused. I wonder who she's gonna scam. Diamonds. It was the 13th century when the European merchants first re-encountered this fabled gem of kings. By the 14th century, Venetian craftsmen began cutting and polishing them to remove their flaws. In the 15th century, Archduke Maximilian of Austria presented a diamond engagement ring to Marie de Bourgogne, marking the first use of stone as a symbol of eternal love. By the 16th century, Antwerp controlled 40% of the world's diamond trade. They maintained a dominant share of the industry even today. Then, during the 17th century, a passionate French gem hunter carried off a massive blue diamond from India's Couleur mine. After it was polished and cut, he named it the French Blue. Also, diamonds are a scam. Yeah, if you want to get something for your significant other, get any other precious stone than diamonds. French Blue. A fitting name indeed. Your knowledge of diamonds impresses me dearly, madam. Oh god, this guy has actually a unique character. Is this guy the one we're gonna scam? Looks like it. The man raises a glass of golden champagne. The one receiving his toast accepts it with a calm poise. Trouble is, when it comes to diamonds, there's always a mix of truth and fiction. One thing is true enough. The diamond ring I bought my ex-wife cost me $3,000. That is a lot. A sly smile tugs at the man's lips. Diamonds are fitting symbols of love. On that, I wholeheartedly agree. I have to say, I enjoy all this diamond talk, madam. Oh, I forgot to ask your name. He extends his hand, inviting the woman to take it. Fleming Logan, International Trade Manager. Tennant slips her glove and clasps the scarred hand.
Bonjour.
Cosette. I deal jewels occasionally. Madame Cosette. Cosette, I wonder if this is a trade name or actual her name. I heard from our host that you were recovering from another bout of gastritis. You must be mistaken. I've never had gastritis. The only thing that plagues me is a bad tooth. But Mr. Ross has found me an excellent dentist, bringing him all the way from Austria just for a little toothache. Fleming narrows his eyes, thumb rubbing the silver ring with his pinky after a pause downs his champagne. I suppose that must be it. Oh, she's assuming another person's identity right now. Apologies, Madame Cosette. I've only just arrived to America. I'm still filling out the atmosphere.
Fabulous.
I presume you're seeking new opportunities in Paris, then? I must say, I may just be able to make some introductions. Is it true you brought a shipment of classic typewriters along with you? Then a man taps his empty champagne glass impatiently. Let me give this to you straight. I'm always happy to make new friends, but if you're after my business, the answer is no. I might be new here, madam, but you may as well be enchanting. But I didn't get this far trusting dames with smiles as crooked as yours. Brett hits the wall earlier than expected, yet the accusation doesn't break her stride. Yeah, Brett, in quotations. Of course, how could I object? Caution is a virtue in our line of work. Enjoy the party, Madame Cosette. Oh god, I was kidding with the eternity. Well, there she is. Well said, Fleming. Knowing how to enjoy oneself is a fine thing. A woman in a brilliant blue gown appears on their side. Her voice is soft and sleepy, betraying the growing weariness with the party. The white-haired woman's gaze lingers on Tennant for a long while, but neither speak. Wow, you're After their silent exchange, Fleming feels the need to step in. This is Miss Adelita, a friend. I invited her to join me tonight. Madame Cassette, and here is a talkative jeweler. We were discussing the history of diamonds. I do believe we left off the French blue. I can only imagine how a gem like that would pair beautifully with your attire tonight, if it were mine to give. Diamonds a little novelty for me. The elegant dressed woman makes a weary show of her indifference to jewels and to flattery, then finds herself at the rare loss of words. I think you will find Madame Cosette has a wealth of knowledge beyond the topic of jewels. I'm sure she'll find something that'll take your interest. Alas, I have no interest left to give. The drinks are too strong to suit conversation. I should like to return to my hotel. Please, madam. It's much too early to leave. The night's only just about to come alive. All the better for you, Fleming. I won't want you to miss me too much. But all I want now is a good radio drama before bed. How about I take you to a late night comedy show instead? Only I've got a matter to settle with Mr. Drillome first. A night wasted on comedy and pawnbrokers. You aren't making a very convincing offer, darling. The man is caught in critical dilemma, unwilling to leave the party, but loath to see her go too so soon. Perceptive as ever, Adelina catches his hesitation. 10. Fleming, I'll wait until 10, but not 1 moment later. Got a deal. I'll go see if I can speak with Drillome now and free myself before half past 9. After that, we still have time to talk. I'll be waiting, but only for so long. She turns towards the bar. The arms dealer sighs, first to himself, then to no one, before hurrying off. Tennant wastes little time before following the mysterious woman. Of course she will. Adelita leans with her back to the counter, looking at her expectantly. Adelina. That name stirs the imagination.
Oops.
Forgive me, for I've forgotten. What was your name?
What a fine lady you are.
It's no small word to be forgotten by such a small wound to be forgotten by such a beauty. It was and is Madame Cosette.
Bonjour.
But if you'll indulge me, Brett is the only name I'll ask you to use. Brett. It's got a lovely ring. Adelita's response suggests she isn't adverse to conversation, so Tennant presses further. Adelita, I hope you don't mind my asking. Mr. Longan is your travel companion. In the most basic sense, we both recently arrived from the States, but I only just met him today. But allow me a question, Brett. What made you approach him at this party? Truth is, I was told he was aiming to sell submachine guns through the underground. A man like that is often in need of connections. I am an expert in such things. For the right price, naturally. You came on much too strong. Mr. Longan could see your intentions from a mile away. Because I never intended them to be hidden, my dear. Sincerity is a rare and valuable commodity in my trade. Is it now, Brett? I find you haven't shown nearly enough. And I suspect you aren't even getting what you want tonight. Like a spider sensing its prey, she almost knows what's coming next. Tennant slips her hat, and in a flash, smooth as silk, she closes the distance between herself and the white-haired woman. Tell me then, how much would be enough? Tennant whispers to the bartender. Before long, 2 glasses of crimson liquor are placed before them. Tennant slides one towards Adelita.
What a fine lady you are.
Bloody sunset. Can I tempt you, madam? Adelita lifts the glass, but only breathes in its fragrance.
Oops.
Bloody sunset, yeah. You're a vampire, so yeah. Bloody sunset? A fitting name for the next part. Practice is the art of listening by allowing others to express their opinions before you make yours known.
What a fine lady you are.
You can only taste this in Paris. Its name will never appear on any menu. Dark red like blood of a sinner. From the first taste you'll never imagine it's made from grapes alone. It has dryness that parches the throat until you start to crave its warmth again. Like a hungry vampire, you'll never be sated, always seeking another sip. Then you're hooked, my dear. Each day onwards you spend waiting in anticipation for the next bloody sunset. I'd like to take a sip, and let's slip a rare smile. My, this is truly an extraordinary vintage. You may just be sincere after all, Brett.
Fabulous.
Words like that are sweet pleasures to my ears. Atleta and Brett share their bloody sunset as time slips away into the faint ticking of the corner clock. At 9:42, Atleta has only a single swallow left.
Fascinating.
As a matter of pride, I always reward a good turn. Hearing that, I can't help but look forward to a gift from you. What I'll give you is a possibility, just as you gave me the bloody sunset. Atleta reaches into her jellyfish-shaped handbag and produces a small box, bedazzled with jewels and delicate silvers inlaid, hinting at great value. Meanwhile, the arms dealer, looking worn, arrives back at the bar. Right on time, my guy. As you can see, I've returned with time to spare. What's that you're drinking? Bloody sunset. Brett recommended it to me. I promise, once you taste it, you'll never forget it. If you say so, I'll give it a try. I like to drain the last drop of her glass. A pity, Mr. Longan. I'd like to just have the final one. That's right. The last bloody sunset in this establishment, this city, maybe the country. I don't appreciate being toyed with, Atleta. Fleming waves the subject aside, annoyed. Drillon was drunk out of his mind. I couldn't get a word in edgewise. I hope at least you kept your guests entertained, Madame Cosette.
Oh.
Naturally. I must say your timing is impeccable. Atleta was just about to show me a little surprise. Surprise? Well, go on. I can give you something to pick me up. Of course. Come closer. The two lean in as Atleta flicks open the tiny bronze latch. With a crisp click, the box reveals a velvet cushion, empty, where a jewel should rest. There is, nothing inside. To gain anything, one must first pay a price. The first and unchanging rule of commerce. Price. This box is life work of a South African pure-blooded arcanist. I call it Box from the South. How original.
Fascinating.
All you have to do is put a diamond on the velvet cushion, then turn the hidden mechanism inside the lid, following the instructions. 8 hours later, when you reopen it, you'll find another identical diamond besides it. That would just devalue the diamond's value, right? Whatever do you make of that, Mr. Longan? Ha! A wry laugh escapes him. It's quite the story, I'll say that for sure. But I've got to figure that if these things were really spitting out diamonds, then every crook from LA to Sicily would be after you. The kind of thing you don't carry around if you know what's good for you. Every treasure has its first discoverer, Mr. Longan. When Marshall found gold at Sutter's Mill, only a handful of locals knew of his find at first. They're gonna scam him with the box, aren't they? The minute passes the 45, but none of them mentions the time. The box from the south lies open and Atleta's palm, awaiting the presence of a diamond. The arms dealer studies it, caught between doubt and desire. In my experience, anything tied to Arcanum is the furthest thing from trustworthy. The way I see it, there's a simple way to test the charming lady's claim. What? You want me to put the diamond inside and lock it away for 8 hours? I can't see a reason why not, though perhaps stipulation is due. If the box does not yield another diamond, then Mrs. Atleta will pay us its value in compensation. That's still a big risk, so gonna look after it. I'm not really keen on watching a box all night. I'm certain we can find a safe, somewhere here, so why don't we lock it inside there?
Fascinating.
Allow me to set the combination, and you may hold the key. That way, neither of us can touch it until our next meeting.
Oh.
That works. I can vouch for the owner. I'm game, but he fails as though he's about to make a serious gamble. But then again, what if this is another son at Sutter's Mill? It's a game in your favor, Fleming. One way or another, you gain. I even arrange for the collateral, money equal to the value of 2 diamonds. If the box works, you keep the diamond and return my money. And even if that leaf disappears, you still have the collateral. Seems like a game worth playing to me. Tennant stands between them, playing the part of less than impartial judge. Even if I wanted to play, where would I get the diamond at this hour? From Tennant.
Fabulous.
Yeah, figures. My dear Fleming, you seem to have forgotten our conversation. Allow me. A pea-sized crystal glimmers in Tennant's hand, as if conjured from thin air. A round-cut diamond, brilliant and flawless, flashing dazzling across its 58 facets. After letting it shine, Tennant closes it back into her hand. Mine from Pana, India, 1.5 carats, near colorless, eternally flawless, excellent cut. What are the odds of that? The odds of the jewel dealer having a jewel on her person? My dear Mr. Longan, I shouldn't imagine it would surprise you. I just so happen to always have a few spares on hand for clients. The logic of the statement puts Fleming at ease. Okay, I'm in. But what is this worth? Market prices suggest 20,000 francs, but 2 should make 40,000. Would that be agreeable to you both? The arms dealer lowers his head, mind racing. So, if I got this right, out the gate I'm up 20,000, enough to cover my expenses. And if this thing is a phony, I'll walk away with 40,000. For that matter, if this diamond of yours disappears, that's your problem as far as I can see. The sharp-nosed merchant smells opportunity, his eyes gleam. Sounds like a deal. Tennant sets the diamond on the velvet, and Adelita snaps the lid shut. The clock strikes 10.
Fabulous.
Come, Mr. Longan, let's ask the manager for a safe. I wonder how they're gonna scam him. The box is probably a lie, right? From my guess. The box from the south. Don't flout your importance, let it speak for itself. VIP room. Fleming, where did you manage to get 40,000 francs overnight? There are opportunities everywhere, sir. You just got to keep an eye out for them. Monsieur Drelhomme arrives at meet with Fleming early in the morning, still obviously hungover from last night's drunken revelry. So he won't be selling the Merciful Maria after all. Isn't that Schneider's gun? It looks like I won't have to. I've got time to spare and money to burn. I've heard it all before. Just remember, my offer for that pistol stands. But its value here will only drop with time. Fleming leans back, relaxed. All I need to do now is move my shipment, then I'll really be set. Or you're gonna spend the collateral, aren't you? I'll take wrong. They're going to be begging for these beauties. Picture it. You storming into your enemy's Christmas dinner with this beast, spitting lead at 700 rounds a minute. 10 seconds, no, 5, and the whole family is in hell. Drelhomme raises a brow. How cruel. I'm not interested in judgment from a half-drunk loan shark. No, make yourself scarce. I've got more important guests coming. Whatever you say, just remember, if things fall through, I'm always ready to make a deal. The pawnbroker stumbles out, either unconcerned or too bleary-eyed to care. Fleming pours himself another drink, tapping his foot, waiting for the woman who can bring him 2 diamonds. Oh, so they're just gonna do that now, huh? I wonder what the rest of the thing is gonna be. 10 minutes later, 10 minutes later, the door opens and Adelita steps in lightly. Fleming rises to greet her.
Fascinating.
We meet again, Mr. Longan. I do hope you won't be a wasted trip. One way or another, we'll find out. Where's Madame Cosette? However in the world would I know? I never agreed on to meet. I came now only because it was convenient. So, do we wait for her? Brett isn't part of the game. As long as we can return her diamond, that's good enough. True. No point wasting time. He wraps the safe sturdy lock with his knuckle. Then take out the box from the south and place it on the table. If you're telling the truth, that should mean there are 2 diamonds inside.
Oops.
Let me think through that long code. She turns the lock with ease and opens the safe. The box from the south lies inside, unchanged. She lifts it out, sets it on the table, and in the same motion as last night, unlatches the lid. Are there 2 diamonds or no diamonds? Yep, there we go. 2 diamonds of equal size on a velvet cushion. That is undeniable. As you can see, this is the diamond Brett provided, along with its copy. I trust you remember its value, 20,000 francs, by our agreement. You should return my collateral. This is impossible. Fleming no longer cares about the money. He crouches over, stroking the miraculous box. Despite his disbelief, he finds an impulse searching him inside him. I want the box. Name your price.
Fascinating.
A gun. A gun. Heh, I've got plenty of guns. I'd sell you one for $150.
Huh.
But I have my sights on a very particular one. It's gonna be the Maria one, isn't it? Fleming lets go the box, his thin lips pressing into a hard line. The merciful Maria. That's the one. A beautiful little pistol. The box belonged to a mafia matriarch. And it was said you could tell who was a traitor. Fire at your own men, and if they're loyal, the bullets will spare every vital point of their targets. You've heard of it.
Huh.
Call it a hobby. I like in collecting such curious things. And while I've heard less than pleasant rumors, I personally don't care how the gun ended up in your hands. Hurried footsteps sound outside the door. Moments later, Brett flings herself into the room. Perfect. I'm glad to see you're still here, Adelita. Brett. You've come at just the right time, madam. Come, take a look. She's deceiving you, Mr. Longing. The box from the south is nothing but a cheap trick. What are you saying? I saw it with my own eyes. Look, another stone. Identical as far as I can tell, though maybe you ought to take a look. I have no doubt the diamond is real, but the box from the south is far from the life's work of an arcanist. It's only a jeweled puzzle box. Yeah, that's what I thought. Like one of those magician boxes that you, there's just like a hidden compartment. And it just, with the weight of the diamond on the thing, it just reveals the second one.
Huh.
Brett, please. I really don't appreciate this attempt at ruining my deal. Without another word, Tennant draws her pistol and fires, striking the box's lid dead on. Good God! The lid shatters into powder, splitting several diamonds across the table. These diamonds, where did they come from? They were hidden in the lid. All I need to do is turn the spring, and one will pop out every 8 hours. From your point of view, it would seem I was creating diamonds from thin air. It's a clever trick, isn't it? With 6 stones in reserve, it wouldn't take another 2 days before you realize something was going wrong. I've got that right, Adelita. The startled woman steps back from the shattered remains of the box. I don't really know that about all the details. I didn't make it. I just happened to fall into my hands. I hate to think you were fooled by this. I should expect it's clear as day to you by now. You investigated it. It was my diamond inside that box. I was entirely within my interest to know its secrets. Fleming stares at Adelita. You were after my pistol from the very start. Her scheme laid bare, Adelita offers no defense. I never meant for things to be like this. I should go. Fleming slams his palm into the remaining of the box, sending small pieces flying off. Go? Think he's gonna let you walk out of here? Let her go, Fleming. What? She's a fraud. You can see that plain as day. But I do hope you can see why violence won't be a good at for any of us. So what? She's gonna get away with making a fool of me? Like I'm some dumbass tourist to be fleeced? Fleeced? Take a look at what you have right in front of you. He glances down at the table, strewn with shards, and at last grasps Brett's point. Diamonds. Just think of these diamonds as their damages. Aside from my own, of course, the rest should come out of from 100 to 120,000 francs. I think you'll find these worth even more than that. I chose them specifically. Don't push your luck, Adelita. We're letting you walk away without harming a pretty hair in your head. She hesitates, her eyes lingering on the diamonds with a defeat and wishful expression. But she has to choose. I suppose I have no choice. Get out, and don't even let me see your face again, swindler! Adelita whirls and makes for the door, brushing past Tennant on her way out. I won't forget this, Barrette. With the con artist gone, Fleming plucks the scattered diamonds up from the table, his lips twitching into a crooked grin. A bruised ego traded for 120,000 francs. Not a bad bargain. He tosses a diamond to Tennant. Sit with me, Brett. I owe a loyal friend my thanks. Didn't you say you were curious about my typewriters? All right, they used the nicknames for Tommy guns were typewriters because of from a distance, the sound of a Tommy gun going off sounded like typewriters. Yeah, it's kind of a fun little nod there, huh? All right, we're halfway through. Normally these things have 8 things, so let's go see. Synthetic diamonds, yeah. It's very easy to synthesize diamonds. You use them all the time nowadays. It's best to offer suggestions rather than commands. Always ensure that the other person is allowed to speak for themselves. Oh, that's a fancy car background. I don't think we've seen that one yet. I should have trusted you sooner, Brett. You always saved my bacon back there. I never imagined things could go this smoothly. That client you introduced me to was perfect. My first shipment's already out. I believe my fee was 10% of the deal. Cash. Fleming leans closer, locking eyes with Tennant. I was waiting to see when you'd name your price. Fleming bursts into a belly laugh, then pulls a thick stack of bills from his coat and hands it over. There's no better conversation than one that ends with money, and no easier conversation partner than someone who wants yours. Say, you'd call yourself a business person, wouldn't you? Last time I checked. But I get the feeling you've got something else going on. What's your deal? What's your real angle? Research. Pointless research, I'm afraid. Far from profitable. Research. It isn't worth wasting words. The car comes to a steady stop at the curb.
My apologies.
I should go. Best of luck to your business, Fleming. You live here. Do you mind if I swing by sometime? I'm out, Mr. Fleming. Huh? I have no intention of digging myself deeper into the arms trade. This is just a means to an end. No, wait. Can't I just come by as a new friend? Allow me to stress this. I am not interested. And not about business, just a drink, conversation. Yeah, she's not into your type, my guy. Maybe we'll find other ways to work together. If you insist, we can go upstairs and talk. Oh, yep, she's a scammer. The room is nothing like Fleming imagined. There no heavy grandfather clock in the corner, no minor trophies on the wall, no spacious luxurious sofa in sight.
My apologies.
I'm afraid I'm far from a setup to entertain guests. This is a lab, not a parlor. You actually live here. Tennant sighs helplessly and sets the cash she just received on the table. Every franc I earn goes to the instrument and materials in this room. 750,000 francs so far. Fleming's face twitches, his car's contorting with it. What could possibly be worth that much? Well, we really shouldn't talk business, Fleming. Besides, however you'll start comparing me to Adelita. What does that fraud have to do with this? Come on, Brett, let me on this thing. You're a smart gal. If you spent 750,000 francs on this place, well, I refuse to believe it's something foolish. Reluctantly, Tennant picks up the clear beaker and swirls into the crisp clink, echoing through the lab. Tiny sparks glimmer at the bottom. These are diamonds, but they weren't mined from any pit. The raw material is nothing more than charcoal, and they were made right here, in this little room. Give me a break, diamonds! Really? Tennant sets the beaker back down and covers it with a handkerchief. See, Fleming, this is why I didn't want to talk about it. I assume you're thinking just another scam. No, not at all. Now I see. This is why you exposed the latest trick so quickly. You're exactly who you say you are, an expert in your trade. And that fraud, you and that fraud are nothing alike, I can feel it. Oh man, you can be so more wrong. You're calm, disciplined. My friend, you're, yes, a scientist. A true scientist. And this is one hell of a science. Diamonds from charcoal. I've heard of the idea before. Tell me, Brett, who else knows this technique? For now, just you and me. And once they're made, they stay diamonds. Yeah, it's kinda hard. Yeah. Once we turn something into a diamond, it's pretty hard to make it back into charcoal. I don't even know if it's possible. I've never seen one turn back into charcoal. Fleming steps forward, lifts the handkerchief without asking, and peers into the beaker. Diamonds refract the light, dazzling in his eyes. He breathes hard, squinting. We could do something big with this, Brett. Growing diamonds. Just think of the money. We would need more than this lab. To produce anything with that capacity and make it cost effective, we need a proper factory. Then tell me, how much does a little lab, how much you turn a little lab into an underground factory? Tennant takes a long moment and forms her answer. 10 million francs. Okay, I'm guessing this is her scam. Because I'm pretty sure Tennant can just make the diamonds from her arcane skill. Never press another personal matter. Others on personal matters. They always reveal themselves with time. Didn't expect to see you again so soon, Fleming. From behind the thick glass wall of the counter, Drellone pokes out with a bemused look on his face. Thought you just pulled off a big deal. Have you burned through all that money so soon? Don't ask stupid questions, Drellone. You'll live longer. But of course, your business is your own. I only wonder if you're willing to name a price for that pistol of yours now. Fleming shoots him a look of cold disdain, then he sets a plain wooden box on the counter. A withered hand reaches across, opens it, and snaps it shut again. She is beautiful indeed. What sort of deal are you after? 10 million. Cash. Oh, okay, so he's gonna sell his gun. Okay, I wonder how they're gonna scam. I'm pretty sure both her and Tennant, both Tennant and Eternity want the gun for some reason. Impossible. He pushes the box back across the glass. Damn it, you realize that right there is the merciful Maria. It may be, it may not be. All I can see is a greedy Fleming. He has a fine story, bloody, dark, and I have a customer, but for 10 million. As I told you before, my offer is only ever going to drop. Fleming slides the pistol box back across the counter again. 9. 8. And naturally you'll be signing all the relevant transfers. Deal. Voila, sign here, and I'll have the money sent your way. Minus 5% fee, of course. You slimy old drunk. After I strike it rich, I'll buy this whole block and put you out of the streets. He scrawls his name across the page. I'll be looking forward to that day, monsieur. Fleming turns his step with demeanor and combination of excitement and anger. In a plain, tired old inn, just across the street from the pawn shop. Tennant leans against the window, idly spinning a revolver. Cobwebs glint faintly in the corner, waiting for some unlucky insect.
Fabulous.
Nice metaphor there. Fleming's been in the pawn shop for 20 minutes now. You think you'll get 10 million? The cylinder snaps open, spins fast under her thumb, then clicks shut. Again, empty. I can hardly imagine Drelone being that generous, can you? The old fox might barely be able to walk without the wobbling, but he's still sharp. Little doubt he's sniffing out Fleming's desperation. You think you'll get 7? The cylinder spins again, stops, still empty. I doubt he'd part with it for less. We're talking about the merciful Maria. Our friend went to great lengths, from procuring those diamonds to fixing up that box, just to get her hands on it. So 8 million. The cylinder spins a third time, and a faint clink whirl just as Fleming comes into view outside Tennant's window. Tennant holds the cylinder still, a diamond bullet ready in its chamber. From the looks upon his face, I do believe you're right on the money. 8 million is still a fine haul, enough to buy a villa in Saint Remese, complete with a second Empire stone fireplace and sunlight. I can see it now, fully electrified, ready for everything modern life requires. Money isn't the goal of this game of ours. 10 million is just the bottom line, the only way to prove the seeker's sincerity. Say what you will about that man, he's crafty. I do believe he'll find a way to gather that final 2 million. You should head back to your little lab. Odds are he's eager to get that money into your hands. No, I doubt that. Oh? Tennant watches as Fleming turns and disappears into the alley. I said he was a crafty, but note I didn't say wise. I'm sure she's first laid eyes on those synthetic gemstones. He was giddy with delight. But now, the rush has run off. He's pawned off his most prized possession, and now he's wandering Paris, laden with cash. No, I believe he'll cool off first.
Fabulous.
Then, because he's crafty, if not clever, I do believe he'll make an effort to wedge his bets. He might start digging into just who this Brett Cosette really is. Oh, so you think Brett's about to be exposed? How will she handle it? With sincerity. Always sincerity is a greatest strength. Yeah, sure, those two are working in cahoots, obviously. I am really curious about the hell scam they're gonna put. British Isle News. Focus on subjects that build longing. Leave greed to take hold of its own. So yeah, they're the spiders trapping poor Flemings. Like a fly, huh? Since the 19th century, scholars have theorized diamonds could be made through industrial means. But human industry still hasn't discovered the technology needed to sustain the pressure and heat necessary to turn carbon into diamond. However, certain arcanists of special bloodlines know another path of creating diamonds. Sir Lawrence Tennant, a British colonial officer in India, was able to use an arcane skill to turn charcoal into diamonds. That's what Tennant's using. And his sole daughter, Ada Tennant, yep, that's her name. I was wondering what her name was. Inherited the same fraudulent craft. The rest of this series of criminal accusations against Tennant related to diamonds, and brief mention of his daughter, Ada Tennant. Fleming sets the papers down, and his face dark as he stares at the private detective in the passenger seat. A clipping from England? That's all you got for me? I paid you to investigate Brett Cosette, not some missing charlatan. Sir, I think it's more than enough to provide the answers you need. I trust you recognize the details in this report. An unidentified fugitive woman within the arcane skill to turn charcoal into diamonds. The detective gives him a pointed wink. You're saying Brett Cosette is Ada Tennant. I would say the evidence is clear, Mr. Longan. No one but the Tennant family knows how to turn charcoal into diamonds. That's all I've got. Now I need to get going. I have other clients to tend to, you understand. He lowers his hat and leaves the car. Fleming leans back to his seat. His eyes drift up and lock up the car's ceiling. He needs a drink, or cigar. Both, maybe. But neither can be found in this car. Tennant. He slaps the driver's shoulder hard. To Cosette! Ah, damn it, Tennant. The door flies open with a weighty kick. Tennant! At the far end of the room, a woman leans out from behind a row of equipment. You seem flustered, Fleming. I hope you're not in any danger. Danger? You are the danger. You're not Brett Cosette. You're the daughter of an old fraud. Ada Tennant. He slaps the newspaper clippings down on the table. Tennant arches her brow, strolls the table. She grabs the newspapers with a casual motion. She makes a play of scanning over the words once, twice, then tosses back onto the table. I suppose he had a good reason. Still, I hadn't expected you to hire someone to dig into my past.
My apologies.
Fair is fair, Mr. Longing. I am a Tennant. Fleming is speechless, half stammering, as if he still hoped she would deny it. So, what about it? What do you mean? You deceived me, and now you say so what? You swindled me just like that fraudster Adelita. Is that so? What have you lost, sir? Have I taken even a single franc from you I haven't earned? Unconsciously, Fleming rubs a silver ring on his pinky, replaying every detail since he met the Brett Cosette. Brett exposed Adelita's trick with a box from the south, leaving him with several real diamonds. Brett helped him close a lucrative deal, and the commission she took was fairly earned. As for the synthetic diamonds, Brett never tried to share that secret. I admit I am not Brett Cosette, but surely you can see why I might use an alias in our line of work. As for Sir Tennant, it's been many years since I last saw him. I can still recall the weight of the massive diamonds that he placed in my hand, but we were far from close. I never foresaw that those clear, glittering stones would bring such hardship for my family. She lifts the sharp, pear-shaped diamond and closes in on Fleming. Wait, stay back. What are you doing? Tennant holds the diamond before his eyes and lets go. Instinctively, the arms dealer catches it. The 100-carat stone stumbles on his palm. That is the largest diamond I've seen produced in this lab, but even its size falls short what my arcane skills can fake. Tennant spreads her hand wide, drawing his gaze, and casts countless synthetic diamonds machines around her. If I truly meant to turn charcoal into diamonds with my arcane skill, then what use would I have for all this equipment? I refuse to walk my father's path, Fleming. That arcane skill would only lead me to the same fate. Ruin, exile, stripped of name and honor. So then, the setup. What's the difference, really? The diamond in her hand was made by fury and precision instruments. It's a product of industry and science, not arcanum. Like a soda from a bottling company or a bit of canned beef. Abundant, mass-produced, bringing vast wealth to its maker. For a moment, Fleming freezes, brows furrowed as he stares at the stone in his palm. Brilliant, flawless, impossibly hard, indistinguishable from the real thing. Keep it. Even the sharpest-eyed jeweler in the world would tell you this stone is authentic, identical in composition. Take it as compensation for my little deception. He presses his pear-shaped diamond against the metal frame of the chair and scrapes hard. With a shrill shriek, the groove etches into the steel and the diamond is untouched. And what do you plan to do now? I'll see your flawless stone regularly. I'll send you flawless stones regularly, as long as you can keep this operation secret. Then I'll keep building capital until I can raise a factory and a network of distributors, then earn even more. What's worth pursuing other than profit? Profit. His fist tightens around the synthetic diamond. You aren't wrong. I underestimated you. No. In fact, I'm beginning to admire you, Madame Tennant. I can tell deep down we're the same kind of people. Whatever do you mean? I mean, I'm not gonna hold the past against you. I'll still make my investment, but here's the deal. Once everything is started, I run the factory.
Fabulous.
And I would just be the technician then. Absolutely. I'll get started on the plans. You and me, Tennant, We're gonna turn the diamond market of Europe, no, the whole world upside down. I'm sure you will, buddy. Guy doesn't realize he's getting swindled hard. Their objective is the merciful Maria, so yeah. Always keep things nice and tidy. Oh, what a beautiful view. I'll miss the fields and villages outside Paris, but a journey like this comes with its own thrills. And what does my dear lustrous beauty think of it? Eternity is still appreciating the newest edition, the Merciful Maria. Yep, that's exactly what they wanted, huh? Rare, dazzling, gaudy in its power, priceless in appearance, and acquired at nearly no cost. Don't expect too much from me now, Brett. A trip like this always leaves me so untired, I'm in the mood for it anymore. Have you taken a liking to that name? Still, I shall go by Madame Croisette a little longer for you. You know how I crave novelty, Ida. I feel like a bloody sunset. I like that bloody sunset you treated me to. If I left you longing, we can plan another night. We can plan another night out for drinks. Then surely you knew it was only a raspberry cocktail. A lovely way to signal a little conspiracy. Memorable, fun even, wasn't it? Neither of us imagined we'd cross paths in that party with the same goal in mind. But just look at the surprise we crafted together. This was truly an unbelievable gift, Ada. All I really paid for was a few lies, and some diamond essence turned back into charcoal. Truly, you ought to be thanking our dear Mr. Longan. I'd call this a happy ending. Oh, don't forget one small cost for my box in the south, stuffed with diamonds. Of course. A clever box with a handful of sparkling stones, a perfect bait for that fish, first taste of trust. And smashing the box was a thrilling and unforgettable. I'll cherish that little performance of ours together. Forever, I think. Forever, yeah. It was a true stroke of brilliance to bring in that detective every single angle accounted for. That clipping may have exposed Brett, but it let Tennant twist Fleming into believing an even deeper story. Though it does make me wonder what became of the real Brett. At last Tennant shares her secret candy. The real Madame Cosette is still abroad, recovering from gastritis. She won't be returning to France for a long time. It was a risk. Taking on a real name like that. I knew Fleming wouldn't argue with the point. He still thinks we were building that factory. Their laughter is carried out by the wind, down the French country road. You know what we're missing? Some sound techs, a camera perhaps, and a crew of cheers to cheer high successful. Something we might broadcast to the world. You've won me over, Ada. Have you ever thought of our next move? If you joined me, we can lay low together for a while. I know someone with a very special suitcase. Oh, so she's met Vertin at this point. Is this how Tennant meets? Is that how Eternity meets Vertin? Bonnie and Clyde. Oh, come on. I was gonna make the joke of Bonnie and Clyde, but I thought it was too on the nose. But nope, that's just the thing, huh? Alright, I will say. It was short, yes, definitely, but it was very fun. Ada, Tennant, it's a fun character, I will say. I like her a lot. And apparently we know that Tennant and Eternity know each other. And they do heists together sometimes. That's kind of a fun little Easter egg, a nod, I guess. Might as well, while we're here, take a little look at good old Tennant. Where is she? I think I have her at 100, right?
Good day, my lord.
Yeah, I even have her
You're too
for
kind
you.
visiting me, and I regret to receive you in a room of...
Let's take a look. Tennant, an arcanist work exhibited in the 1940s for 25 years, completed in autumn on September 8th, completed in Birmingham, United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland. The exhibit was transferred to New Delhi, British India 15 years later, and went on exhibiting tour to Paris, French Republic. Makes sense, yes. Her medium is lies. You really can't get more on the nose than that, right?
Greetings to you, fair lady. May I present you a rose? Ah, seems like you won't fall for this cheap flattery. I'm ashamed. Another beautiful morning arrives, and many beautiful things are about to come. I see people opening their arms, waiting to go to the ball. New clothes, new flatteries, and new glittering stars to come to them. Good morning, my lady. I've prepared you fresh coffee, sandwiches, and this shiny diamond. Of course, I would never lie to you. This is a piece of cultured work, but look how it sparkles. How elegant, isn't it?
Sorry, Tennant, you're not gonna scam me for right now.
Would I have the honor to invite you for dinner? There's a banquet held by someone I don't know. Huh? A freeloader? No. I'd say it would be lavish of us if we don't enjoy it. Ruby Port, a beauty from Douro Valley. Tastes as sweet as it smells. Believe me, it'll make your evening unforgettable.
Oh, Portugal mentioned, I guess. Douro Valley is the... Yeah, I've tasted Porto wine. It's pretty good for dessert and stuff like that.
A decent gentleman will not let go of this. But be careful. Don't let it tilt to your eyes. Eye contact is vital. Although I'm not a woman of guns, it's necessary to carry one. I'm sure you know the reason why.
Yep.
I don't dislike dresses. They are pretty, delicately embroidered and intricately sewed apparels. They are what I'm supposed to wear, not these trousers. Destiny holds a different plan, doesn't it?
Interesting voice line that one.
Diddling, rightly considered, is a compound of which the ingredients are minuteness, interest, perseverance, ingenuity, audacity, nonchalance, originality, impertinence, and grin.
Alright.
You have every virtue that belongs to a deceiver. Yet, you're a woman of honesty. I don't know if I should admire your righteous nature or lament the waste of gifts.
Go ahead, Tennant. Make Vertin a con artist. That'd be interesting to see.
If you want to, you're always welcome at my place. I will be here with my cleverest scam, waiting for your arrival and, of course, an invitation to yours. If my eyes serve me well, it's the Bay of Light this respectable young lady is wearing. Oh, don't worry, I won't do anything. She's of a background too prominent and an age too young for my tricks.
Oh, it's probably Sophie. Yeah, she's too young for you, Tennant.
New Delhi. To be honest, I barely remember anything about it. It doesn't make much difference to England. Aside from the scorching sun. We are two of a kind, dear. We would employ every means possible to find out the truth we crave to know. We are very alike.
In a way, yes. Let's take a look at the items. Wide brimmed hat. 128 sharp pendantes. The hat is an exceptionally wide brim. Even among the various hats of the gentlemen's heads in Paris, the wide brim is not only useful for covering her eyes and create a dangerous yet attractive atmosphere, but also helps her get away and blends into the crowds when her lies are exposed. A revolver, 1917. A revolver? A revolver wand, modified by Arcanum technology. It's seldom pulled out, yet it is kept at its best. It's loaded with a special kind of gunpowder designed to be mixed by herself. She can turn it into diamond bullets through arcane skills and fire them into her enemy's chest. Viper-shaped accessories. A cheap accessory bought in New Delhi. Somehow she has kept it till this day. Anyways, it is quite a nice touch on the hat. Alright, let me see. Yeah, okay. An official in British India, Sir Lawrence Tennant, was gone missing recently. The High Commissioner of the colony has ordered thorough search of the whole territory of India. Sir Lawrence Tennant is a member of the House of Tennant, a famous arcanist family. Before he went missing, he was in charge of diamond mining, identification and transportation in British India for many years. Buckingham Palace has announced the suspension of Lawrence Tennant's title and other prerogatives since he is suspected of an arcanum-related crime, theft, fraud and facing 6 other charges. The government of British India has officially issued a wanted notice of a senior official maniologist, arcanist Lawrence Tennant, with a reward of £30,000. This is the largest reward in recent years. 1930, huh? Alright, so Tennant's from the 40s, 50s. Makes sense from her look. Some news in 38. And the year after. Lawrence Tennant stands accused of an arcanum-related crime, in which he may have turned a batch of diamonds into charcoal for their way to Britain through his arcane skills. The colonial government is still in search of Lawrence Tennant and trying to locate the whereabouts of the diamonds, and therefore cannot take legal actions against the suspect at the moment. A teenage girl named Ada Tennant has gone missing from her home in British India. The British Indian Army and the local police have launched an investigation. According to the investigation, Ada Tennant is the only daughter of Lawrence Tennant, the arcanist maniologist responsible for the appalling theft of diamonds. The girl was under the colonial government's long-term surveillance during the investigation of her father's case. Recently, the Paris police has received a report of an arcane-related theft. A batch of diamonds bought by a jewelry merchant have been stolen and replaced with charcoal through arcane skill. And now we got the interview. Pandora. What's the difference between Britain, India, and France to you? Nothing different, my beautiful lady. What do you mean? For me, humans are all the same, no matter where they are from. They share the same virtues and the same weaknesses, and we can't do anything about it. They are part of human nature. In that case, isn't it a bit unfair to treat your clients with lies? Well, it is certainly an art, and I'm an artist, my lady. My clients were impressed by my performance and thus left a small fortune. That meant nothing to them. They have always been so cooperative that I think they really appreciate my art. Your con art. She smells like oriental nutmeg, sage, musk, and patchouli. Patchouli? Something like that. Right. That was Tennant's anecdote and Tennant's story. Yeah, I will say I liked it. It was a fun little thing, a nice little thing that added to Tennant as a whole. And yeah, that was pretty good. Didn't add anything new to the story, but it really didn't need to. And with that, that's gonna be it for now. Next time we are gonna go into the... In roughly 2 weeks, we're gonna get into the Charon's character story, and then Utu. Alright, that's gonna be it for me. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you next time for more Reverse 1999. Ciao.